Starting to escalate a little bit. So let's take a live look at the scene right now. So our photographer is there to bring this to you, where you can see a gentleman there that seems to be yelling. There are authorities right now by the encampment. So this is new this morning. Over the past, I would say 15 to 30 minutes or so, we've seen more police officers and right across from the walkway there, from those officers, there's an encampment. That encampment, you can see as well, has grown since last week when we first brought this to you live. It was, I believe, Thursday morning when Regina was out there covering this, and it was a smaller encampment, and it has grown. This comes after UC San Diego's chancellor did call on protesters to disperse. So now this morning, which is new, we are seeing these officers here at the campus as well, right? Again, in front of the Gaza Library, where that main walkway is on campus. In a statement from the chancellor, Pradeep Khosla says the encampment has tripled in size and said there is an increased risk of violent clashes. Yesterday, a pro-Israel group marched past the encampment.
Yeah, because here's the thing. The group Students for Justice in Palestine, they responded to that statement saying that they're disappointed but not surprised. Now, they previously said they plan to continue camping until UC San Diego cuts ties with companies connected to Israel. This is, again, a similar sentiment that we've seen with protests here really across the U.S. on different college campuses. The one thing we should point out here, as we're taking a look along the line there of the law enforcement officers, we have not seen violent clashes between pro-Palestinian protesters here at this encampment and pro-Israel supporters like we have seen in other areas. There have not been violent clashes, but again, as we just heard, the chancellor with UC San Diego is concerned that that is something that could happen because this did start off as a relatively smaller encampment, and as he pointed out, tripled in size in about 3 times here in just 6 days. And as you can see, this group was previously told to disperse about 10-15 minutes ago. And as you can see, it appears that many of them are starting to hold in, if you will, getting a lot of those wood boards up. So we don't know if what will happen next year, but this is definitely something that we're going to continue to monitor here. This group did say that on top of cutting ties with connections to Israel, they also wanted the school to denounce the war. Now, we do have a crew that is there right now. We will have a reporter that will be on the scene relatively shortly here. CBS 8's Alex Lai, she is on the way to bring us the very latest and to, again, give us a lot of the key details that we are all wondering as we continue to watch at least this one gentleman continue to, again, protest there in front of the law enforcement officers. Yeah,
it's not certain, obviously, who this gentleman's affiliated with, but we can tell you on the side where the encampment is, what's new also this morning, those wooden planks, Chris, as you mentioned, it looks like they brought out more of those and are laying those in front of their tents that they have had out there. So the tents have been there. The wooden planks, it looks like a few of those are new this morning, bringing those out as the officers are lined up. So obviously, you know, as we mentioned earlier, the officers said they had about 10 minutes to disperse. Here we are at 6:04 this morning. Not sure what the timing is, the timeline that they're giving these protesters to disperse. But with the looks of it, there are a few that are planning to stay. I mean, they have those wooden planks that are up there right now, setting those up in front of their tents. And, you know, many of them have said they don't want to leave the encampment until the university cuts ties with businesses in Israel. So that was something they have been pretty clear about since the beginning of the encampment being set up. As you can see, those are pretty tall wooden planks that they have up there. Likely a lot of protesters standing behind them now because those, as we mentioned, I mean, those were not there, you know, even 30 minutes or so ago. Those they just recently brought out as the police also have showed up.
No, and you can tell just the escalation of this as well, too, that the police in their riot gear. Again, that's something that should be pointed out, too. This is not just simply law enforcement showing up here. They've ordered the disbursement. They are fully outfitted in that riot gear. You see those riot helmets on there as well, too. So this, again, as we are waiting to see what happens, again, as Netta pointed out there, it does appear that several of these pro-Palestinian protesters are indeed trying to stay their ground, hold their ground here, as this gentleman continues to walk between both sides here.
Right. So, of course, this is all unfolding. Our photographer who's there on the scene bringing us, obviously, this live look And there was a moment there where we saw some of the protesters also, it looked like they were chanting. So not sure what they were chanting or saying. But as we know, this has been set up because of the Israel-Hamas war. Many of the pro-Palestinian supporters there want an end to this and obviously end to the connection that some of the UCs have with investments there in Israel. So that's a big plea that they've been making throughout the days of protests. We've seen, obviously arrests made at other campuses, not too far from here. UCLA, USC, in New York, hundreds of people arrested on campuses. So we are waiting to see what will unfold here. Of course, we will have eyes there on the scene right now. And as soon as anything happens, we will be sure to bring that to you with live updates. So